Boxing reporter here, delighted to be joined by Anthony Crolla. How are you, Anthony?
Thank you, mate. I'm good, enjoying the show. Obviously, old gym mate Marcus, he looked, very lovely shot to finish it, and I was made up for Sam then. I've noticed a big improvement in Sam, sort of over the last month or so. And listen, there's no denying the opponent. He wasn't ever expected to lose, or no one expects anything less, but it was a good stoppage that. Like, I think he had distance written on it. He'd been in distance with some good fighters, and now I've made up for him. So looking forward to the rest of the show and get back out there now and watch the rest of the show.
It's obviously a very tight knit camp, and I saw Paul Butler obviously sat ringside shouting instructions there to Sam Hyde. So that's always good to see. Obviously,
of course,
sticking together
in the gym now we are, and that's it. You see, when anyone fights, there's always a good few of us. If we can all get there, we will. Listen, when I was out in LA, so many of them got out. And whenever any of them are fighting up and down the country, you'll always see the lads from the gym and Tash, there if they can get there.
Obviously, you had the presser for your last fight this week. Is it definitely the last?
It's my last one, man. It's my last one. Don't let me say anything different. But no, it is. It's the right time. So it's 6 weeks last night, training hard, and just looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it, and trying not to think too much of, this is the last camp, this is the last presser, this is the last, because then you start letting emotions get involved. And I've said it like the other day, you probably heard me, you can't fight on emotions. Boxing's not one of those sports where you can do that. You walk onto shots, or you take shots that you shouldn't be taking, and it only takes one shot in boxing for things to go wrong. So yeah, I'm just waiting to hear. But I'm training hard and I feel good. I'm looking forward to November the 2nd.
Obviously, we're only a few days on from that. Is there any news on a...
No, I'm just waiting. Genuinely, honestly, I'd say if so, and I'm sure, but I genuinely don't know. Some people were saying, opponent. The press was like, I never knew the opponent. Eddie would have said it there and then. It would have made total sense. Don't make sense not to. But just waiting, but, a good opponent. But I genuinely have no idea of names or out like that.
Obviously, the Tommy Coyle fight's been mentioned.
That's been mentioned a few times, Tommy. Yeah, but
would you entertain that fight?
I mean, yeah, I like Tommy, and I think he's a good fight. I don't know, what weight it'd be or like that, but it's not going to be that. I don't think so. I don't know, but I do. Whatever Tommy, you can't help but not like him. What he does outside the ring as well. I've got a lot of time for him, but it's never been put. Like I've heard that, I've heard Pantera, I've heard so many different names. I've heard Derry coming, just everyone's just picking them out. But I didn't. I've not got a name yet. No.
Obviously, you've had such a long and successful career.
Yes.
What has been your favourite moment?
Thank you. My favourite moment. It's always a toss up between defending. Winning the world title and defending the world title, for different reasons. Obviously, the night I won it was the night my dreams come true. All that hard work pays off, and then defending it, very proud to walk out world champion, walk back to the changing room, still with my world title in a fight that I was a pretty big underdog for. So, yeah, they're my two sort of standout nights. But there's been plenty of nights. I remember winning the British title at a few weeks' notice. In Liverpool, against a good Liverpool fighter, and that's up there as well. There's been some great nights, and I'm very fortunate to have had the nights that you have out of boxing.
Obviously, you've packed out the Manchester Arena on many occasions. But after yourself, who do you see as the next big big Manchester fighter?
It's a good shout. Listen, there's plenty of talent. There's plenty of talent coming through. Sort of close to us, St Moston and Colliers. You've got Zelfa, Barrett, Lyndon Arthur, two good lads. You can start double heading with them in time. When they both got titles. I know Zelfa got going last time out. Lyndon's fighting for it soon. But there's so many good lads. I'll end up forgetting lads here, and I'll feel bad. But I've always rated Kane Gardner very highly, and I believe he'll come. I know he had a slip up, but he'd put it right. Kane's a good lad. There's so many good Manchester fighters coming through. Listen, we've got a few on here today. Marcus is super talented. Super talented. If you can get it right, Marcus, it'll be very hard to beat. Big Sam. Mate, there's still Manchester boxing's in a good place. There might not be one fighter who's out there who can headline it at the minute, but there's a few potential ones. Like I say, I've I could sit here all day, you know, saying different names and stuff like that. But it's in very good hands.
Obviously, we've just mentioned about the Manchester Arena. You've headlined there many times, but how important are shows like Joe's M22?
Oh, massive, because, you know, the lads you just mentioned, they'd be out without work, you know, for a few months, so that allows them to stay busy, stay in camp as an end product with a fight. And today's a great card, you know, with some of the lads on it. And listen, I know they're all in fights that, yeah, they should be winning, but it's great to see sort of the talent that's on it, and some great, you know, prospects, like you say, having we've got debutant. Can't say it. Yes, debutant in Wickham King, who I'm excited about. I know Wickham, good lad, and do you know, like you say, Nathan Fowley always brings a great crowd and talented as well. It's a good card today, really. You know, it's great to have him on, and I'm buzzing. Like Sunday afternoon, I don't really like missing United too much, but I wouldn't mind missing today, especially when we're getting beat 1-0 playing the way we are.
Obviously, turning your hand after boxing, after your career to training,
yes.
Obviously, Dylan Evans was supposed to be
he was meant to be on today, but for injury, bless him.
What have you got planned for Dylan in the coming months?
Well, mate, if he was going to fight today, hopefully would have got him on November the 2nd, same night as us at the arena, which would have been great for him. And December, now we're hopefully seeing a specialist this week, which will let us know whether he's going to fight this year. It's just massively frustrating because he's coming on great, and he's, you know, he was in a really good place. He'd sparred, done bag work after the sparring, done his exercises. It's out a few hours later, I got the phone call. His hand's swollen up, and he says it's not really him, but it's really swollen up. And when he went to this, I said, "How have you not felt that?" And yeah, he's a broken metacarpal. So we don't know whether we're going to get him out December or not. Hopefully, but he's improving all the time in the gym, and credit to him, he's in the gym still with one hand and with a lead hand and still working.
Have you got any plans for any further fighters to add to your stable?
No, do you know what? I'm not sure. It's something that I've got to think about. Yes, I think I've got something I've got to really think about. You know, I love the, you know, of staying sort of in the gym and helping young fighters. But I play a big part in the amateur club. I want to play a big part in the amateur club. So I'm there 3 times a week, but help the coaches out there. So I'm not sure. Like at the minute, I can give Dylan. I'll be able to give Dylan the time he needs. But when he starts taking 2, 3, 4 fighters on, do I start spreading myself too thin? And I think it's only right that I give him the right amount of time. So that's something I've got to decide on.
Super. Well, I'm sure I can speak on behalf of the Mancunians. Thank you so much for so many great nights.
It means a lot.
And we'll be there November the 2nd, and best of luck for that. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Roy.
And I nearly knocked the camera in excitement. Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate. Nice one.
Thank you.